to the totally biased review of FluentU. I'm Kritika from FluentU, and I'm going to give you my in-depth analysis of the FluentU platform. YouTube is a great free resource for language learning. You have tons of videos in different languages, lesson videos teaching you German and Italian, and you can hear your target language being spoken by a native without having to leave your home. That's a really good setup given that it's free. But have you ever thought about the actual process of learning language with YouTube? First, you have to sift through a bunch of videos to find one that you like. Most of them use auto-generated subtitles, which are very helpful, but they're not always the most accurate. And then you'll switch tabs to look up a word, try to spell it, and you're scrolling through all the definitions, but maybe you can't even find it because it's a slang word. And then you have to go to language forums, all for one word. That's exhausting. And after all that, how do you even know if you got the word right? That entire process is instant on FluentU. FluentU is going to save you not just hours, but days of time in learning your target language, make the words stick much faster, and give you a lot more confidence in learning your language without any of the busy work or exhaustion. FluentU is a language learning app and website that uses TV show and movie clips, music videos, commercials, and other authentic content to help you speak language just like a native. We believe in learning languages with authentic videos in a way that's understandable by anyone, digestible, and effective for improving your language skills quickly. We also make sure that you spend no time on the unproductive housekeeping tasks like searching for resources so that you can just keep your focus on learning the language. FluentU turns each video into an immersive language lesson, and with each lesson you develop a thorough understanding of how each word and phrase is used in context. Each lesson is designed by experts, so you know you're getting the best quality content possible. Of course, I'm a little biased, but I don't love FluentU for no reason. And if you're a serious language learner, then FluentU is really a platform that's going to target all aspects of language learning and really ease the whole process, because it's an app made to help you speak just like a native. So FluentU is all about authentic content, and that means clips from TV shows and movies, music videos, TED Talks, commercials, so that you're not just learning to speak Italian. You're learning to rant about your problems in Italian. You're learning to be excited in Italian. You're learning to discuss current events in Italian. Eventually being able to think in Italian. Who speaks better Chinese? The textbook or a TV show? Unless you're learning to be a textbook writer, you should probably learn to speak like people. So that's who you should learn from. Our library is a curated selection of engaging videos that our experts have determined to be ideal for learners. They feature a practical range of vocabulary and grammar, plus a broad range of topics and speaking styles. Free extensions give you the option to watch absolutely anything on the internet, which can definitely be useful for some learners, but it can also get really overwhelming. Some videos might be too fast or advanced, or they might have vocab that's just not useful, and you don't know how to figure this out as a learner. Of course, you probably know this from your own experience, and having a curated tool like FluentU helps eradicate that problem. So our experts, yes, we have language experts, have chosen the most popular music videos, engaging TV show clips, cooking tutorials, news excerpts. It's like an immersive approach, almost like turning on the TV in Korea, for example. In fact, 70% of students agree that authentic content is more motivating, interesting, and useful, so it makes sense that that's the foundation of your learning. You can choose the videos most interesting to you based on topic, format, and level. If you think about it, the English spoken in a comedy show is really different from what's spoken in a speech, and filtering by format will help you understand and learn these differences. Plus, with each video, you don't just learn what the subtitles say. You get an image, pronunciation guide, sentence examples, video examples for each and every word in the sentence. That's exponentially more information than regular subtitles could give you. What often happens with other language learning platforms is that they teach language and culture separately when in fact they're connected. The more you watch videos, the more you'll familiarize yourself with the country's culture and what's popular today, whether that's music videos, movies, and current events. For example, what are you more likely to remember? Me telling you that, oh, chocolate is a very important part of Swiss culture, or having a chocolatier explain you the process, seeing chocolate being made, and learning the vocab for each step. That way your knowledge is also relevant and well-rounded, and you'll also know that, oh hey, FluentU French has Cyprien videos, so maybe I should go to YouTube and try to find more Cyprien videos for more practice. And filtering by topic basically lets you watch things that you enjoy. There's no strict or boring curriculum. No matter what you watch, you will be learning. And all of this helps ensure that you learn language fast. Our focus on authentic content is not a gimmick. Authentic content is a guiding principle of the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages. And did you know that real-world audios and texts are a huge part of the AP exam as well? Since authentic content can be really hard, other methods make it the last, most advanced thing you do. But we believe that it should be a core part of your learning from the very start. So how do we make this work, and how exactly does it help you learn language quickly? Do you just nod along to TV shows you barely understand and hope it works? So FluentU curates a selection of content for every level. So what you're watching is always within your reach as a learner. We won't just throw you into a complex comedy sketch if it's your first day. Instead, we balance exposing you to new content with things that you're already familiar with, which is not something free tools, for example, are equipped to do. Not only does this work for all levels, it also ensures that the difficulty of content never discourages you, and that transitioning from beginner to advanced is a natural process. That way you'll become comfortable with the language quickly, be able to chat with people early on, and also understand the jokes in TV shows. And if all that intrigues you, just click on the free trial link in the description to give it a try. So language immersion in another country is obviously ideal, but how do you get that experience when you're not in that country? By clicking on a video in FluentU, you are entering an immersive language experience. So let's check it out. I know you might be thinking, how will a video immerse me the same way traveling to another country might? But let me show you the different tools and resources available to help create that experience. By the way, this also ensures that you're not going to learn that textbook speak that no one uses in real life. If you've ever noticed that natives are correcting the words that you're using, or your vocab feels a little outdated, our app won't let that happen. FluentU has slang words, shorthand words, regional terms, so that without even traveling or having a native speaker guide, you're still getting native-like input. Something that dictionaries sometimes don't even have. I mean, do you relate to this user? I've definitely felt discouraged before because I didn't learn to make real conversation or form real sentences. Just categoried lists of fruits without a real-world application. We are constantly updating our video library, so you watch up-to-date videos that reflect words that are popular today. And don't worry, we know guiding yourself as a beginner can be really daunting. So we do have courses available for beginners that have curated audios, videos, and flashcards so that you have a guide. When you watch a video, each scene is subtitled in the target language and English, and character-based languages have pronunciation guides as well. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You're like, let me open Netflix on one window and Google Translate in the other, and then you're frantically typing back and forth to be able to understand the scenes. I'm sure every language learner has done this, and it's so inefficient. And also, I don't know if you know this, but Netflix paraphrases its subtitles, so you're not actually following along to what the actors are saying. So we've made it as easy as possible. As soon as you move your mouse away from the screen, the video will pause, and then when you move it back, it will play again. There's no inconvenient break in the learning, and learning these words in context will actually make it stick in your head. If you need more guidance on a term, we also have the clip review feature, so that allows you to see more videos in which that word or phrase is used. You can also turn on and off both the English and target language subtitles, so that even within a video there are different levels of learning. You can try turning off the English for some comprehension practice, or in this case, try turning off the French and practice writing it yourself. Downloading the transcript of the video will give you some extra reading and writing practice, and this is especially useful for accents, characters, or stroke-based languages. These PDFs are also designed by professionals, so you can be sure that you're getting accurate and high-quality material. If you'd like to slow down the pace of your learning, then the app is really perfect for you. You can slow down the video in the app and also watch each sentence at varying speeds as well. Basically, every part of FluentU adapts to you. No matter what your learning pace or style is, you're in the driver's seat and you can learn in a way that suits you. At the end of the video, you'll get a personalized quiz, which I'll get into in just a bit. And yes, even the quiz is personalized. Every single person gets a slightly different quiz suited exactly to their language journey. These quizzes show you video examples with some words you know and a few new words every time, so that the more you practice, the more you're steadily improving your vocabulary without it ever being overwhelming. Now, I want to tell you a little secret. The more you watch videos, do quizzes, and flashcards, the more FluentU understands what you know and what you don't know. You may not realize this, but pretty soon, every video that's recommended to you is going to be exactly your level. Some words you know, some words you don't know, so that you're never discouraged by anything that you're watching. That way you can learn new things consistently, and the quizzes and flashcards are the same way. Each person sees something slightly different based on their level. Once you've been practicing for a bit, you'll also see this section called Ready for Review, so that you can make sure that you're reviewing things consistently until you've got them down. So if you keep up with our TV show and movie clips, you'll be chatting comfortably with locals and laughing along to Netflix shows before you even know it. That's when you get those aha moments of, oh my gosh, I've absorbed enough language to actually communicate and understand people. And we've designed FluentU to get you to that spot as quickly as possible. Of course, each learner is different, so to help you find content that's perfect for you, we also have the How Well You Know It bar that tells you how familiar you should be with this content based on what you've been studying so far. So instead of finding videos that are maybe level advanced 1, you'll know, oh, this video, that's my level. Now let's talk about the video dictionary. If you've studied French, you probably know that encore doesn't just mean even, it also means once again. But interactive subtitles will only give you the definition that's relevant in that context because it's just intuitive that way. Think about it. When you were a kid and you saw a place for washing your hands, you learned that it's called a sink. But in that same moment, you didn't learn that sink also is what happens to a boat when it's drowning in water, because it's not relevant in that context, so you're not going to remember it. The other definitions for a word are available, you just have to look them up, and they'll have their own separate examples in those contexts. Long definitions can be really overwhelming for learners, so our experts write definitions that are as simple as possible. I know for me as a learner, the thing that I wanted the most was, wait, can I hear that used in some sentences? So each word and phrase comes with its own sample sentences and video examples, so that you can listen to the word being used in different contexts, pronunciations, and speaking styles. And also, let's say you click on a definition for a word and the explanation has another word that you don't know. Well, all you have to do is click on that word and then you get sample sentences and examples for that word. And you just keep going and learning until you're satisfied. That way, you're not getting stuck just because you don't understand something, and you can endlessly learn with this process. Alternative platforms can often give you definitions that are machine-generated and don't really fit the context. Machine-generated systems can also have some trouble with more complex language concepts like phrasal verbs in English or separable verbs in German, which are often the hardest for learners. If, let's say, the video you're watching has an explosion, FluentU will show you the definition for blow up together, while other platforms will often give you blow and up separately. Basically, video examples give you the full picture of how a word is used, so you're not just memorizing the word, but learning how to use it confidently. If you are a serious language learner and want to be guided by experts, then FluentU is really your best bet. So our quizzes simulate real-world situations because they're based on conversations and native content. Like I said, they're also personalized, so they're never too hard or too easy, always perfect for your language journey. After a FluentU quiz, you're guaranteed to learn the video. Seriously, you're not just going to understand everything, but you'll be able to reproduce the video yourself, whether that's singing along to song lyrics or narrating the dialogues, with full grasp of even the most difficult concepts. And just take a look at what one of our users has said about the quizzes. The quizzes can certainly be a challenge, but it's a challenge that helps make your knowledge about the language much stronger. I think language learners tend to have a love-hate relationship with flashcards. I know I certainly do, but building your vocab is obviously vital. The thing is, with regular flashcards, you don't see or hear the word being used, and it's completely out of context. So how are you supposed to remember it? FluentU will show you a video clip or a sentence, and then you have to write or choose the word, just like you would in real life. I know a lot of you are visual learners or even situational learners, and this is the closest you can get to that on a device. Also, if you've already started learning a language, you can also import words into FluentU, and FluentU will help you find sentences and video examples so that you can learn those words more effectively. Also, FluentU incorporates a spaced repetition system, so you don't have to keep track of what to practice. FluentU does the work for you. Spaced repetition basically works with your natural memory. That way, when you need a word, you're not thinking, oh, which vocab list was that in? I think it starts with a P. Seriously, spaced repetition is highly accepted as a very effective way to retain words, but a lot of platforms are still not using it. According to the principles behind spaced repetition, the best time to practice something is right before you almost forget it. But as a language learner, it's really easy to forget concepts right after you've learned them, so we like to reinforce your learning right away. The thing is, memory is enhanced by emotions and experiences, so if you can experience a word instead of just reading it, then you're likely to remember it so much better, and FluentU's platform is a shortcut to helping that happen with every term. Especially with a language like French, where speakers tend to talk very quickly and words are often melding together, it's really important to hear terms in sentences so that you can identify them even within fast speech. So yeah, check out our free trial. Let's go over some FAQs and common concerns. Currently, FluentU offers 10 languages for English speakers, and then also 3 Englishes for native speakers of Chinese, Korean, and Spanish. Plus, all 13 languages are available under one monthly subscription. And also, FluentU is available on iOS, iPad, Android, and via website. So what many people don't know is that your brain is equipped to learn language right from birth, and that ability never goes away. As a kid, no one was telling you, oh my god, cover your ears. This week you can only hear fruits, and then next week you can hear vegetables. No, you hear a mix of words in different contexts. Does that sound familiar? FluentU is a natural, intuitive approach to language learning, and we let your curiosity be your guide instead of a strict course. We're not saying it's going to be easy, but you don't need a strict pathway to make big improvements. That being said, remember there are courses for beginners that have sequenced audio and video lessons, but even as a beginner, you're always able to see each word used in a video or in context, and that creates a very strong language foundation. If you're skeptical about this approach, think of it this way. One of the most important aspects of language is grammar, and grammar exists in every conversation, any dialogue, any sentence that's spoken. So there's no way you won't learn it as long as you're watching videos consistently. On the flip side, depending on your interests, some vocab is just not useful to you. If you're not very interested in sports, then it's probably not that useful to learn this vocab in the beginning, but a strict course might force you to learn these words anyways. But with FluentU, you can study different topics and first learn the things that interest you the most. So going along with that, what about grammar? Some people get really nervous about not seeing grammar conjugations all in one video or flashcard deck, and they might think, how will we learn grammar without verb charts? Remember, FluentU is designed to work with your brain, and a lot of conventional or school-used methods are not. In a video or conversation, no one ever says, he eats while she eats, then they eat, after which we eat. No, you're more likely to hear, I'm eating while the baby sleeps, after that we'll go to the store because I forgot something yesterday. A mix of verbs and tenses all in one. So that's how we teach it. That way, when it comes time to speak, you're not doing that mental gymnastics of finding conjugations in your mental verb charts. You can just form grammatical sentences without really thinking about it. By learning this way, we can also give you very specific grammar tips. Like if you learn all of the conjugations for avoir in French, it might be difficult to remember which conjugations get shortened. But in FluentU, we're able to tell you, oh, tu as is often shortened to ta, and here's a bunch of video examples so that you can hear it used just that way. So maybe some of you are still wondering, why can't I just use free tools? So with at-home methods, the content isn't always written by experts, it's often not context specific, and you need a different system for everything, whether that's writing things down somewhere, making flashcards on a single platform, watching videos from somewhere. It's just very disorganized. Free tools often require a browser extension, which is just not very practical for a lot of people who are on the go. FluentU's app lets you download things for offline access so that you can access content from anywhere that you are. Free tools don't keep track of your progress, they don't suggest things that fit your interests, and they don't use up-to-date tools like spaced repetition. We're not saying that free tools are a bad option, but those extra steps can really take up a lot of time and be discouraging in the long run. So FluentU actually has a version of its platform made just for teachers. And if you've ever felt like you're wasting time finding videos or finding resources, FluentU takes out all of that work for you so you can just focus on teaching and also give your students an app that supports their learning. You're able to see your students' progress, assign different videos and assignments, and also create materials that will help in your classroom. You may have also noticed that sometimes it's hard to motivate your students because everyone learns differently, everyone has different interests, so FluentU is there to help you with that personalization so that each student can learn in a way that's most enjoyable for them. FluentU has both Latin American Spanish and Spain Spanish, and we have tons of videos that explain the regional differences between these two places, as well as the differences between Spanish across Latin America. Also, you should definitely check out our other video on a deep dive into a French movie trailer so that you can see all the things that FluentU can give you that YouTube just can't. My friend Shuri also has a really interesting video on how authentic content can help with confusing words like look, see, and watch. And hello, check out our free trial. It's linked in the description and I promise you will love it.